You know, you read all the books, you listen to speeches. In modern Hebrew, you say, "Olam ze sheker." Then you're young, you don't. Olam ze sheker. But sheker is everywhere.
Yeah. What?
It's good. They
were complaining yesterday. Said it
No. Today.
Is it on?
It's on. Yeah, it's on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it has to, once it goes on, it takes maybe 10 minutes to heat up.
No, it was good.
Yeah, turn around a little early.
Larry, thank you very much for the video. The video is
No, I didn't watch the whole thing, but the first person I said, this is for Rabbi Prague. It's a
the
gift.
minute I saw it this morning at 5:15, I mean, it was really touching. The whole forward right away to each one of the kids.
No, the minute I saw it, I said, this, I'm sure Rabbi.
What did you get?
Someone, they send so many things and I clicked them when it seems important. I said, who could this?
No. I told her, don't ever erase it. This is.
Right. These are priceless.
It's also the age I knew him. So for me, this is.
I had a feeling. Good. I'm happy you enjoyed it. To say the Gambur. Simple.
Look a second and 4, Parashat Mishpatim this week. Look a second in page 420. וכי יריבון אנשים, בעיקר איש את רעהו באבן או באגרוף. Why is the Torah using Evan or Egrov? The Gemara says the Sanhedrin has to evaluate the distance, the weapon, ולא ימות ונפל למקום. Torah is intimate, of course. He would. אם יקום ויתהלך בחוץ משנתו, after a while, comes back to himself, וניקה המכה. מה זה וניקה המכה? So Rashi says yesterday, we saw last night, the man is jailed because a fellow might die. רק שבטו ייתן, you pay shevet, which is the unemployment, the loss of salary that you lost. ורפו ירפא, look at page 420. See the pasuk, ורפו ירפא, the 5 payments that you pay if you cause damage to a fellow man are written in those psukim. Here you have 2, shevet, ורפו ירפא, this is you pay for the medical bills. What is the double ashon ורפו ירפא? Says the Gemara in פרק החובר, מכאן שניתנה רשות לרופא לרפא. It is the Torah is to give permission to a doctor to cure. Why would you think the doctor cannot cure? If I can help you, I should help you. Says Rashi says in פרק החובר in Baba Kama, Hashem says, I'm punishing him. Why are you interfering? So you need a pasuk to give a doctor permission or obligation to cure.
Almost the same argument of giving money to a poor person.
Somewhat.
Who is it? The Roman argument.
This is exactly to the Suf. Says the Chafetz Chaim, look at the pasuk. וכי יריבון אנשים, the pasuk began when people are having a deadly fight. והיכה איש את רעהו באבן או באגרוף. So why was the man injured close to death? Because a bully struck him. And Rashi is telling us, I would think Hashem struck him. It's not Hashem, it's his friend. Says the Chafetz Chaim, the Torah is saying when someone is punching you, he's only the weapon. He was struck. I mean, it's from Mashi the Pasuk, because others don't believe it the way the Pasuk says it. Which means if something has to happen to a fellow, it's going to happen. how pebble might fall from the Empire State Building, someone might strike him, or he might fall on the floor. And the bully did it.
These two people, when it says they're fighting, if one of them dies, we're not necessarily saying the other one is going to be Hayat Mitah, because each one could be a Rodef or whatever. They're just telling you
You said it
that they could be
yesterday, but
Hayat
in this pasuk, it's clearly not so.
No, it's
Like, no, the reason I'm saying it is, because please look at the Rashi a second.
why would they say you're doing?
Look at the Rashi a second. Remember, Eli, an argument, a fight between two people, yes?
Yeah.
בעיקר, איש את רעהו באבן, look at the Rashi, וניקה מכה, see Rashi on the left? וכי תעלה על דעתך שיהרג זה שלא הרג. The Torah is to tell me that the man who struck gets better, I'm not killing the makeh, אלא לימדך כאן שחובשים אותו, to put him in jail, עד שנראה אם יתרפא או לא. People,
It's like in a holding
of
pattern.
course, people are unaware of the concept of jail, not the way we know, but the concept is, which means
We're holding them to see if we're going to kill them.
correct,
I
yeah.
see
But
what
the
you're saying.
argument began as a regular argument. As it escalates, then it's ever a bad wolf. But originally, it started as a regular fight.
You're saying your room means a verbal argument
But
that
that-
turned into something else.
Here,
Because if you see two men actually fighting, you're not going to say that
Correct.
one kid with Hayat Mitah, you know.
correct. Look a second on 422, pasuk 22. 422, this is Perek Chafal, pasuk 22. Here's again, וכי נצאו אנשים, if you're really מדייק in language.
Yeah, because isn't that the word Moshe by Moshe? Moshe is
Yeah.
like Anashim Nitzim.
Before it says וכי יריב.
Go to that's a verbal,
Yeah,
and here it's
no,
a physical fight.
Yeah, it's,
I got it.
נצאו is very serious.
I got it.
ונגפו אישה הרה. A pregnant woman is crossing the fire line, ויצאו ילדיה. ולא יהיה אסון. לא יהיה אסון to whom? The woman or to his friend?
Always the question.
Rashi says, ולא יהיה אסון באישה. So one of them accidentally struck a woman, and she lost her baby. I know she has to pay for the value.
What's the whole idea of there's not a tragedy?
Yeah, she didn't die.
Nobody died.
In a minute, you'll see that this is a deadly fight. The pasuk says, "V'im ason yeh v'natat nefesh tachat nefesh." The pasuk says it's a deadly fight, and if someone died, the murderer is going to be killed. V'lo yeh ason ba'isha. He is paying money, but v'im ason yeh ונתת הנפש תחת נפש. אסון יהיה by whom? To the woman or to his friend? Whatever you say is right because it's a mafloek. Look at the Rashi, pasuk Chav.
Wait, can we finish Chaf Bet? I didn't understand.
Listen carefully. You have 5 people standing and you are aiming to Reuven. You're shooting, aiming to kill the kid Levi. Are we killing you or not?
No.
Okay.
But whatever you say is fine, but it's a mafloek.
Yeah, in this kavanah, in this thing.
Look at pasuk. Look at 420. Look at the pasuk. Here is a classic example how you can read the pasuk in 2 ways. It is exactly the machlokes. Look at 422. אם האסון יהיה באישה. So let's read it the way Rashi learns now. Reuven and Shimon are having a serious deadly fight. A woman is crossing the fire line, right? And the woman died. נפש תחת נפש, רבותינו חולקים בדבר. זה מחלוקת תנאים. יש אומרים נפש ממש. Some people say, who cares who you kill? Since you had intent to kill Shimon, you killed the woman, so what? Hear this? He definitely said he killed a woman accidentally, but his intent when he punched Shimon was to kill Shimon.
Was a killer
And a
punch.
woman is definitely by accident. One opinion says we killed him. זאת אומרת, מחלוקת תנאים. אבל לא נפש, המתכוון להרוג את זה בהרג את זה, פטור ממיתה. So
Isn't that a Mishnah in Sanhedrin somewhere?
this is a מחלוקת, אבל זה ארבע מיתות. זה מחלוקת תנאים. מחלוקת תנאים.
But could you go back to Pasuk Chafbet and explain Chafbet if you could, please?
We don't pay when somebody gets.
See, וכי נעצו אנשים, the two people are having a deadly fight. ונגפו, and a woman, a pregnant woman is crossing the fire line, ויצאו ילדיה. And the woman did not die. אנוש יענש, the one who struck the woman and caused the baby to die, כאשר ישית עליו בעל האישה. It's not that the husband says, okay, it's two children, give me 200,000. The money goes to the husband. So אנוש יענש, כאשר ישית עליו, the husband is taking him to court, and the dayanim בפלילים, the dayanim decide how much money is paid.
Okay, so
This is one of the proofs that the Rishonim bring, yes, that if you kill an unborn child, the punishment is definitely not death.
Rabbi Prague, when it says v'chiyanatzu, it's plural. They are fighting. V'nagfu. If one hurt them, it would be
Means-
v'nagaf.
Talk. It means one, obviously.
Okay, that's why I'm confused. Okay, fine.
And Nagfu means either of them.
Okay.
If you really want, this is a pasuk Hashem, or if you learn the Gemara, why? If I'm a bystander with a gun, I can stop one of them because this is a deadly fight. Yes? So why would you pay money for the damage of the baby every time you are under the threat of death and you are causing monetary damage? Yes. Why is he paying?
Who's causing? Which one of the two guys?
It says in the pasuk, each one of them is.
Mishaneh Gadol. I started the fight with you. Now you're punching
So
me
we
back
said-
and you call Hassan, you're in trouble.
We said before, לא משנה פה מי מתחיל. Question is, how is the fight developing?
Why? Don't I have to defend my?
No.
Punch you. Don't you have to defend yourself?
Everyone agrees.
Good. So now
But
you
Rosh-
baby by accident. You have to pay?
Definitely.
You, Rabbi Prague?
If I'm the one that struck the
I
woman.
started the fight. You started to
No,
protect
Mama,
yourself.
שום דבר. Whoever struck the woman, it's a משנה עם בבא קמא, in the end
Even
of
if he's
המניח.
just defending himself.
אדם מועד לעולם, בין
Even
בשוגג,
if-
בין במזיד.
Even he was defending
אדם
himself.
מועד לעולם, בין no, he's asking. Of course the man has the right to defend himself.
But in the meanwhile, when he's
As you are
striking at the
defending
attacker,
yourself,
the baby got.
the Mishnah says, the Mishnah says,
His wife got in between us.
the Mishnah 7, the Mishnah says, if you're going to sleep by someone, you're going to sleep. And you know that from time to time they have imaginary fights with imaginary, and you broke the lamp. The next morning you pay $75. The honest כמעט גמור. Only if I went to sleep, the lamp was not there in the middle of the night. Only I put it there. לא, זה דוגמה שלו, לא, אני לא סתם. זה נקרא אונס גמור. ולכן, of course you are right, you cannot blame him. אדם מועד לעולם, means no matter what, you are
He still
responsible.
has
for your-
responsibility.
This is exactly the point.
No,
But Rabbi, similar in that case, if two people were fighting and the woman wasn't there, and then there's fighting,
But
and
this
now she
is-
walks down the
No, but
block.
this is-
It's like the person that put the lamp on the bed, on the
Every
table.
time I argue with you and I skim at you or I punch you, I see the scene around. If you see the woman coming by, so even though you are ready to give him a blow, it's wait 2 seconds, it's 2 seconds, he's passing by.
We said with the woman dies here, I'm not clear. The woman dies.
Two פירושים בגמרא, מה פירוש? אם הסוני, is it
The next
the
one. So it says, when Rashi said, Shalem L'Roshav, who's he claiming that for what? Pay for the baby.
No, you pay for the woman.
But I thought we never pay when a person dies.
Unless, according to this man, the Amar, if you have a kavanah to kill and you kill, and you pay, then you pay for. Of course, you never pay because you're not killing him.
No, okay. I thought generally when somebody dies, we
It's a pasuk before that if a man kills a man,
yeah.
and you cannot be killed for that, he has to pay his children his market value. This is the pasuk here.
What is this guy Shady Ashit alav about?
Okay,
We have a number.
the
The
money is being paid to the husband. The money is being paid to the husband.
You can't take that one.
But Rashi is very careful here. If you read it, we read it very quickly. He says, "V'chiyanatzu anashim zeh im zeh." It doesn't say that one is better. Who started the fight? And then in the fight, there was kavanah lahakot et chaveiro.
He doesn't pay.
It's a sugya in Sanhedrin. We have to learn it inside. We just the point of the sugya.
Because in the story of Moshe, they defined that one person was the bad person. Here, they don't. It's not definitive who is the bad person.
Allah learns from the story of Moshe. Merim yad al chavero. Yes, nikra rasha. If a Gentile does it, the Gemara says a goy strikes a Jew in a Jewish state, we have the right to tell him we can kill him. We would not kill him in reality, but we would severely punish. Learn it from Moshe.
The only chidush in this pasuk is the baby is not.
Many chidushim. Okay, anyway, go to 4:30. 4:30. פסוק כ"א, כל אלמנה ויתום לא תענו. Am I permitted to be me'aneh
Anybody else?
woman that is not almana?
It's an extra punishment.
Which pasuk?
20.
פסוק 21. כל אלמנה ויתום לא תענו. אם ענה תענה אותו, מה זה דבר? אם ענה תענה? כי אם צעוק יצעק. שמוע אשמע 3 פעמים.
3 times.
Said the great Hasidic masters, if I take out the Rambam, also Sefer Madar. Said Hasidic, take 4. Hasidic masters say, listen carefully here. If you ma'aneh the almana, here it is. She is being reminded, you know why he's telling you this? You have no husband. So you're paying for double. לא כשאתה, אם אתה מענה any person, אני יודע אותו. This is ענה תענה, שמוע אשמע, וחרה אפי והרגתי אתכם בחרב. Guys, many of us bump into it, which means, תשמע טוב, let's read the Rambam first. Open the Rambam ספר מדע הלכות דעות. הלכות דעות.
Serious punishment.
No, you lost it. But this is playing with fire. Yeah, but and this is the reason. The question is, if you look at 7 is, share it with him, I'll share it with him. Look at the Rambam.
But there's a lot of psukim with double verbs. It's always
Every time you have it,
you have a limud. You have a limud.
Look at the Rambam, Perek Vav Milchot Deot Halacha Yud. Vav Yud. Sefer, it's towards the end. תקשיב טוב לרמב"ם, זה יוצא מדרכו. חייב אדם להיזהר ביתומים ואלמנות.
So it's very interesting. The Rambam flips the order because the pasuk says kol almana v'yatom, and here he says yatom v'almana. But if you look at the pasuk, the next pasuk, it doesn't use a double. It starts off low and not loud.
Okay, זה שאלה. If we have time, we have to look into it. תשמע טוב. מפני שנפשם שפלה מאוד. מה זה שפלה מאוד? ורוחן, deep inside, regardless who they are. The Gemara says, even if she's a widow of a king, But deep inside, they feel, אף על פי שהם בעלי ממון, the Gemara says she's a widow with a money. אפילו אלמנתו של מלך, ויתומיו של מלך, מוזהרים אנו עליהם, שנאמר, כל אלמנה ויתום לא תענו. ואיך נוהגים עמהם? לא ידבר עליהם אלא רכות, ולא ינהוג בהם, אלא מן הכבוד. The Rambam is going out of his way, ולא יכאיב גופם בעבודה, ולא ליבן בדברים, ויחוס על ממונם יתר מממון עצמו. Now the Rambam goes now to the second half of the pasuk. So you see, you have the pasuk. כל המקניתם, או יכיסן, או יכאיב ליבן, או רדה בהם. The Rambam repeats everything he said. או איבד ממונם, הרי זה עובר בלא תעשה. וכל שכן המכה אותם, הוא המקללם. Now listen to this now. ולאו זה, אף על פי שאין לוקים עליו, הרי עונשו מפורש בתורה. וחרה אפי, והרגתי אתכם בחטא. The Rambam out of his way says, ברית כרת לעברי, שם has a special covenant. מי שאמר והיה העולם, שכל זמן שהם צועקים בחמאס, every time a widow or an orphan is screaming, not verbally, but even internally, because of injustice that was done to them, הם נענים כל זמן שהם צועקים, שנאמר כי צעוק, יצעק. You know the Rambam learns צעוק יצעק here? שמוע ישמע צעקתו. Now the Rambam is very careful, and this applies to us as lawyers, or to me as a teacher, etc. But even if you have a kid in the class, and the kid is there, the Torah is always his problem. במה דברים אמורים, בזמן שעינה אותם לצורכי עצמו. לא obnoxious הוא אומר, אבל אם עינה אותם הרב, כדי ללמדם תורה, או אומנות, או להוליכם בדרך ישרה, הרי זה מותר. says the Rambam, but ואף על פי כן, לא ינהוג בהם מנהג כל אדם. Even if you have the right to do it. soft. אלא יעשה להם הפרש, וינהלם בנחת וברחמים גדולים וכבוד. כי השם יריב ריבה. Now the question is, until when is a woman considered a widow, and until when is an orphan? Look what the Rambam says. אחד יתום מאב, ואחד יתום מאם. ועד אימתי נקראים יתומים לעניין זה, עד שלא יהיו צריכים לאדם גדול להישמר. The minute you are self-sustained, you lose the title of יתום. אלא יהיה עושה כל צורכי עצמו, and you realize the Rambam is the Rambam. How come you didn't tell me about Almanah?
Is there?
This is the point. There's no limit by Almanah.
It makes sense.
No, why
So
should you have enough if you remarry?
listen carefully.
No,
Listen carefully. In the book, the Megad Divot Olam, a student of Feinstein, 20 שנה, says, שאלתי את רבי ורבי. הוא היה קרוב אצלו מאוד. והוא רימרי. הוא still have the issue, she's married. תשמע טוב, you have to know who writes it to understand it. It says, and he answered me, I have no proof from Gemara or Rambam, but I have מעשה רב, מעשה רב, he was, Rabbi Feinstein came from Russia. Rabbi Tzchon Chanun, the specter, was the rabbi in Europe before we were.
He was a student.
And he lost his wife. And people suggested to him to remarry with a widow. So he answers in Yiddish, he writes in Yiddish, I cannot take the responsibility of Almanah v'yatom.
Wow.
יש רבי Feinstein says,
That's a maaseh.
זה מעשה רע, לא יודע, זה מעשה, זה
So
מעשה.
you're saying it holds even if you're remarried.
So the Rav of Briskin in Yerushalayim, this is Reb Chaim Briskin son, he was a very ish, you couldn't talk to him, stand about Belotarim, you know, anyway, a boy comes to him, he says, yes, he said, I have to discuss with you, I'm going out with the girl. So the rabbi says to him, like any man, you should speak. I mean, talk to others. He says, Rabbi, I'm a lesson. He says, Tom, sit with me, my door is open 24/7, when no one can come in, come in. מתי שתבוא לא משנה, wherever I'm open, the door is open. No, מי שעבד שם להזדעזע.
Is that which one?
The story of Rabbi Chanan.
Is that the?
הלכה
What was this?
הלכה למעשה, the real, the real answer is, this is the Rambam before, דעתן שפלה, even if she be married. Okay, she has a man to talk to. She has
What a
a
man,
And it meant to protect her, that's
No,
also.
but anyway,
So my mother's Kohenah,
Kohelet.
Kohenet, okay? So now she's engaged to my father. Her father calls her my father. Kohenah. You have to say, please, you better.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. It's the
Okay,
answer.
your father,
We can't, no, Kohenah.
and Dinka,
Oh, and then
your father was very smart to be a good
Oh, and
protect.
Good son-in-law.
How is it such a big?
Rabbi Prague, can you send
Still, she gets married.
If a Kohen,
Jojo? Can you fix the camera?
the line of speakers is a Kohen.
Thanks, Jojo.
Kohen is a regular person.
Yes,
So
sir.
the father was very
First
smart.
story.
Very
It didn't work. It didn't work. Trust me.
It's a very good story.
My father passed away at age 50. My mother was 41. 6 children. She never married. She passed away at age 80. I asked her, how come you never married? She said, I never could find anybody I'd like to marry. She stayed a widow. She stayed a widow for 39 years.
You know, Hasidei grew before the war, 180,000. Anyway, one in Lodge, many of the Hasidim, many of them were Hasidei grew, many of them owned huge apartment buildings. One of them had a widow, an orphan as tenant, and she really didn't have money. She didn't pay. He's going to evict her. So
She's a widow.
the Hasidim came to the Rebbe with more. The Rebbe calls him in. He says, "I understand. I know the pursuit. They make a collection. I'll pay half. Why should I take the entire burden on me?" The Rebbe אמר לו, Hashem threw the ball into your court. This is your case. So זה מופיע כך הוא אמר לו. The man says, "I'll pay half." למה אני? הוא אמר, למה אני? כי השם שלח לך את זה. זה נפל. Remember, this is the man that owns it.
Remember the godfather, they wanted to evict the widow, and then he
Did
went
he
to the
ask?
landlord.
Did he say Lama?
And the godfather
Where
said-
Hashem sent
The
the
godfather went to after the landlord buckled down, he says, you take care of the widow. Remember that?
You should come to our early morning class.
Sam, this is a good story. Sam, this is a good story to remember. The next one is a good to remember. 4:30. Go to
Especially by
4:32.
the afternoon, and once in a while I get a shower.
Go to 4:32. I mean,
Pasuk.
look at the pasuk Chavzal. First we say the pshat. There's a good story that you can use sometimes. The pasuk says Elohim לא תקרב, ונשיא בעמך לא תרוב. פשט, who is the pshat? You cannot,
You know they're gonna have, that's easy.
judge. לא, פה אלוהים לא תקרא לקבלה, judge, not
George.
מקלל אלוהים, ונשיא בעמך, man in a high position. The Malbim was a rabbi in Romania. And he said exactly what had to be said in the shul, and many people really
They didn't appreciate it.
say the least. באמת, בית השומע, בית ערבי, was invited to speak in the shul, and he found out the way they treat the Malbim. So he says to him, look,
Found out.
he found out the way they treat the rabbi. I mean, באמת, מבזים אותו.
They didn't respect
No,
Rabbi.
because he told them things that he didn't like to hear. But
Yeah.
they have to
Yeah,
say.
no, but-
That's being a good rabbi.
says the
Responsibility.
בית הלוי לפסוק דעשרים פסוקים לחודש, ואהבת לרעך כמוך. לא תשנא את אחיך בלבביך. Again, לרעך is ואהבת. When it comes to אחיך, there's לא תשנא, לא כתוב ואהבת לאחיך,
Yeah.
כמוך לא תשנא.
Right, different.
Then, אלוהים, judge, רבה לא תקרב. שמע טוב עוד פעם, זה שלושה פסוקים יפים מאוד. Please? לא תשנא ואהבת לרעך כמוך. It doesn't say ואהבת לאחיך. It says the בית הלוי, brothers naturally should love each other. If anything happens, they cannot love each other, but the please not to snap.
At least Lotus.
No, no,
Not to snap. Then he says, your rabbi to tell you to love him. לשנוא אותו, please don't curse him.
Your brother expect that you should
Why
love
do
him.
why do you say judge?
לא, הגמרא, תמיד,
Archkel said,
ונקרב בעל הבית,
Archkel says God.
ונקרב בעל הבית אל האלוהים, תמיד זה,
27. Archkel says God. He doesn't.
אוקיי, אוקיי, so let's look at רבינו שלמה יצחק יברינסקי פשטים, שתדברו את זה. רש"י, אלוהים לא תקלל, the first one is, Sammy, what you said, הרי זו אזהרה, if a person is מגדף השם, he goes to death, this is אזהרה, ואזהרה, סמי, לקללת דיין, you see? לא, נגמר, לא, נקרא בעל הבית, אלא אלוהים, this part
So he should take a shot. He's right. Also right.
The Mitzudot Archkel doesn't it? Mitzudot Archkel says judge.
כן, כן, מעניין, interesting, interesting. Look now, פסוק למד. ואנשי קודש תהיו לי. אז זה דבר עמוק מאוד. מה פירוש המילים ואנשי קודש תהיו לי?
It's an introduction to the next
לא,
tense.
אמת. יש פה שתי שאלות.
Yeah, but-
Hey, what does it mean באנשי קודש? And what is the תהיו לי? Here it is. Hasidic masters, but by Hasidim, this is a big deal. Hashem says, I don't want you to be an angel. I want you to be an ish kadosh. It means you are part of the world, but whatever you do physically, make it kadosh. The Anshei Kodesh Tiyuni. What is the Tiyuni? Let's go by Hasidim. Look now the Rashi. What is the Tiyuni? Says Rashi פסוק ל' אם אתם קדושים ופרושים משיקוצי נבלות וטרפות, הרי אתם שלי. אתה שומע? ואנשי קודש, if you separate yourself from non-kosher, then you are mine. ואם לאו, אינכם שלי. Which means that if a person is careful what he is, now, it's matter of the Rambam writes the halachot of מאכלות אסורות, in which ספר? ספר קדושה. ראיתי יופי, זה הפסוק הזה, yes? The pasuk here says, if you are careful about kosher and not kosher, this is קדושה. הלכות מאכלות אסורות ברמב"ם בספר קדושה. Here.
That's how Kedoshim starts, Parish. That's how it is.
נכון, בשמה הכוונה קדושים ומעריות. And of course you know, listen carefully, תסתכל ברש"י שם ברמב"ם. Of course the Rambam in his ספר קדושה writes, הלכות איסורי ביאה והלכות מאכלות אסורות. In these two areas,
Kadosh.
הרמב"ם כתב את שניהם בקדוש. ובשר בשדה טרפה לא תאכלו לכלב, תשליכונו אותו. I have to give it to the killer about my cat or about to give it.
Things that we should have to.
Oh. It says, look at the Rashi on the left column.
Black hats don't like those.
אם כן, look at it. תלמוד לומר בנבלה, you see the Rashi on the fourth line? אם כן, מה תלמוד לומר לכלב ולמדך עשה, שהכלב נכבד ממנו, ולמדך כתוב, שאין הקדוש ברוך הוא
Bifrat from the goy,
לגבי to prefer,
you refer to give him
ולבדך כתוב שאין הקדוש ברוך הוא מקפח שכר כל בריאה, שנאמר ולכל בני ישראל ונחרץ כלב.
Cat of the show now.
This is famous, תקשיב. Says Rabbi Yosef, says Rabbi Yosef Chaim Zonefeld, it's cute, every kid knows this. There's another part. When the Jews came, did you ever think about it? With Peter Chamor, if they ever said, the firstborn donkey, the mitzvah d'oraita, to Bedin. Lama Chamor, Lama לא? Says the Gemara, because when the Jews came out of Egypt, the Chamorim carried
The stuff.
Says Rabbi Yosef Chaim Zonefeld, David, how come the Keleb give you a piece of meat? The Chamor,
How come the killer what?
You get to
his
be
reward is a piece of meat. And the Chamor, he says you do mitzvah d'oraita, which
much higher level.
says it's very easy to be quiet, but to carry on yourself the burden of others, the burden of the reward is much more.
Interesting.
Come on.
I don't know if they asked the Hamor.
There's a lot of them, but anyway, the lessons, it's a Hebrew lesson anyway.
So that shitty sheep.
But, look at Pasuk Bet. This is
When you do something with your goof,
But
when you do
Pasuk
chesed with your goof, that's
Lord-
what it is. When you're doing chesed with your goof, the chamor is
It's easier to be quiet than it's to do work.
Guys, we don't know what it means. If you read the Bayagduf, with all the Gedolim that you ever knew, days or hours, physically went to do chesed with others, not a photographer waiting when an article is about to be written. No, but this is
They said you have people in the cancer center. They're volunteers. They go with cancer patients. They take them by car. They sit them in chemotherapy for an hour.
no, but this is the great
They get them
people
comfort.
because no one really makes
What's the
people
price
do
for that?
it. It's a
What's the
private,
value? Right? They have how many volunteers?
סיפרתי לך, אבל רבי אליאס ווייב, פרופסור יפה אליאס רוזן, in the hospital in 62nd or whatever museum. Rabbi Alyach said with her, and I came, it was in summer, I came to visit him because he spent days there. Right? I took the
When she
son,
was sick.
yeah.
She had
I took
dementia,
the son-
severe dementia.
10 years there.
Yeah, long time.
I took the Sadmer Bikur Cholim going, you know, Sadmer Bikur Cholim has to take people from all the hospitals in
Shuttle.
the shuttle.
Bus.
Anyway, on the way back, I knew the time. Waiting in the bus stop, and the Satmar lady, by Satmar, a woman will never start a conversation with a stranger.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm standing there, you know, says to me, first two, what are you doing? So I said, I went to visit someone in the hospital. She takes out, who is the patient? What is the room? What does he need? Can you give me the phone number? Fine. Okay, so we started to talk. She says to me, I told her, who are you? She's a representative of the Kofulim. She comes twice a week with trays of food. And she says to me today, as I was walking from room to room, the guy says to me, why are you doing it? Come on. I'm simply coming to, and remember, they're very smart. They come to go to Rama Shalem and tell you, or no Yehudi. If you give a Jew, they give them. Says to me today, the man says to me, what's the name of the organization? Sadmer Bikur Cholim. She showed me, he bought a check, $1,800 in the sky. He's blinking right there, Yehudi. And you melt when you see, this is really what the Mishpatim is about. I mean, look at the next pasuk.
When I was in Boston, a young man was studying, a Syrian kid was studying to be a dentist. He's in Boston. He used to come visit me in the hospital. I'm sitting alone. The guy comes to visit me. This white guy said, spend an hour with me just to talk.
סמי תשמע, לא תהיה אחרי רבים לרעות. The court of 23 is 11 against 12 guilty. 12 guilty, 11. לא תהיה אחרי רבים. When it comes to kill someone, you need a majority of 2, which really means 3. So you need 13 against 10. לא תהיה אחרי רבים לרעות. ולא תענה על ריב לנטות. Don't just follow the mood of the majority. אחרי רבים להטות. When it comes to not guilty, you follow the majority. So if you have 12 not guilty, 11.
Yeah.
There's a very famous Orach Chaim, you have to see, תשמע איזה יופי שהוא אומר. מה זה לא תענה על ריב לנטות? I understand the beginning is perfect. תשמע מה שהוא אומר, תשמע.
What does it mean? what תענה עליהם?
No, normally means you cannot, באמת, you cannot argue with the head of the Beit Din stam. You can disagree with him.
This is only talking about judges.
Only Sanhedrin of 23,
Chanena Bimnator is only
Sanhedrin. Good.
over here. I can
למעשה חכם עובדיה, all the poskim take it. No, 1,000 שנים. If you have a machloket, what do? Yes. For instance, me and you put tefillin of Rashi. Why? Rabbeinu Tam is Rabbeinu Tam. It's two major, two against one. Okay, it's needless to say, I'll say it anyway, but Soloveitchik once was addressing a convention of graduates of YU, ordained rabbis, and he says to them, look, we're together here 300. So let's say we have a halachic discussion, me and you have an opinion, then my grandfather, Reb Chaim, is here, he disagrees. 300 against one.
That's not a majority.
We follow the one.
Yeah.
Says
The stature of the
300 on the same level.
Lo tane al Rav. Lo tane al Rav. Missing a yud. Missing a yud.
תשמע, says the Orachan, it's brilliant what he says. The Gemara says, Sanhedrin שראו כולם לחובה, פותרים אותו מיד, הרמב"ם פוסק הלכה. If all the Sanhedrin
71
guilty,
guilty, one
he's
not
not-
guilty.
he's not
Zero
guilty.
43 guilty.
He's off.
he's off.
43 yud.
So listen carefully. What happens, Sammy, if you really, as a judge, think that he is guilty?
And you know,
You can't
But
reverse
you
it,
realize
just
that all the
sketch.
23 are going to say, and he's going to say not guilty. So you would say not guilty in order to make it.
Yeah,
Make
no,
him
double
die.
sketch.
So they're not ta'aneh al rin. You have to say what you think, not
Not
what the
what the result will
outcome
be.
is. You have to, the judge means say your opinion, don't look at the outcome. My
Not like
opinion
politicians.
is guilty or not guilty. But I really believe the man should be
But
executed.
you have to say what you believe.
If I'm saying what I believe, it's going to be not guilty. So I'm saying not guilty.
So you're not allowed to.
Not up to you.
No.
זאת אומרת, זה הפירוש לא תענה על ריב. זאת אומרת, אל תסתכל על הסוף. Your job is
Do what's right, don't worry about
Yeah, then he
the
has
It's a tough call.
No, but
Well,
then
when
you-
you know the outcome is, or you sense the outcome is not gonna be right.
No, then he has the opposite. He says, what happened if you think he's guilty?
Oh,
But if you would say guilty, you come out not guilty because everyone is.
yeah.
So you're saying the opposite
Ah.
in order to.
well, that's what I thought you said the first time.
This is the one I said before.
This is what you said.
Yeah, here's the opposite also. What's the opposite?
What's the opposite?
What's the opposite?
They're all saying not guilty.
And you
No,
say,
everybody can say not guilty.
No, if you have a majority,
Only by one.
I forgot. There is an opposite case. It says שניהם הולכים בה.
and
Both go, but this pasuk. I forgot the other case.
there's a story told by Aisha of Shalom. They took a vote, he had a certain thing about he wanted the shul to do about building expansion.
They all said no.
He
said
voted
yes.
no, he said vote again.
They all voted not to build over there on Bay Park.
Right,
Road.
David.
Mega David. All, Isaac Shalom said no, we're building here, and they built.
Vote again.
Same story.
No, but it's a matter of a conviction. Okay. Look at second.
Try that today.
Look at 434.
Tell you a story, Aisha, I used to work there.
He
In
really
summers,
knew. He really knew.
in summers, I used to work the packing handkerchiefs. They get kids jobs in the summer, minimum wage, to go pack handkerchiefs. So one day he said, Mr. Shalom wants to see you. I'm like, if I what's going on, he said, sit down. He gives me a blank piece of paper. He gives me a pencil and a ruler. He says, draw this for me. I drew a rectangle. Okay, now put a line here, put a line here, put a line here. I did that. Then drew a line here. I did that. He says, okay. They send me all these fancy building plans for schools in Morocco. This is what I want them to build. He send them that paper.
That's why you became an architect.
I was studying at this college in high school studying. He said, I heard you know how to draw. Please sit down. I was thrilled to get out of there. I kept my job.
Look at. Look at,
One more thing, they hired us, they hired like 6 kids, 40 hours a week, $1.15 an hour. Okay, that was minimum wage at that time. A week later, they said, no, we made a mistake, and $1.15 takes effect on September 1st, so they pay us $1 an hour. Okay. Everybody said, we take the job. A week later, so we hired one too many. So either we have to fire one of you, or everybody works 35 hours a week. So we all agreed, let's work 35 hours a week. So we don't, nobody lost their job.
Right.
Nice.
look at 434. בדבר שקר תרחק. He said this week, שאולי זה מאוד מעניין. Neither the Rambam nor the Ramban nor ספר החינוך are listed saying a lie. There's a lot to say. See, the מדבר שקר תרחק. זה נכון, אבל this goes on judges. תסתכל. בדבר שקר תרחק. ונקי וצדיק לא תעבור, כי לא הצדיק רשע. ובפסוק ח' ושוחד לא תיקח, כי השוחד יעבר תיקחים, ויסרב דברי צדיקים. Okay, this is a famous pasuk, but this is the pasuk. The judges cannot accept bribes. Everyone knows the Gemara in Ketubot. The Gemara in Ketubot says, the Shumer, that Rabbi Ishmael had a sharecropper. They used to bring him his share by the end of the week. Once he comes on Thursday, he brings the produce of the week, and Rabbi Ishmael says to him, why are you a day early? He says, because I want to have a case, I would like you to judge. So Rabbi Ishmael says to him, I cannot judge you.
Just disqualified.
He disqualified him and he appointed another judge. And he's sitting in the courtroom, and as the case is taking place, says to himself, but my worker is right. The Gemara said, he exclaimed by saying, Tipach rocham shel mekabel shochad. He's not, he didn't give him shochad because I'm not judging him, and still I feel.
He felt an allegiance.
See, but be'emet, guys, we are mature adults. Each one of us are judges 24/7. Everyone, in your business, to your wife, to your kids, in my class. Yes? Every good word when someone says, kids, when they need your grades, every time they see you in the hallway, say, good morning, Rama.
Shohad.
The next year, I'm dead. Same kid. The answer is, but it's subconscious. Which means every time, every decision we make, be'emet, all the Sifrei Musar are full with that.
Is that common, by the way? The next year they don't say.
No. To be honest, the good kids are good kids always. The good kids are always good. But subconsciously,
Yeah, everybody needs something. They want something.
But to understand,
Motivation.
the Gemara says that if two people, you are the judge, and two people are coming, one is dressed very well, and one is dressed, either you be dressed like him, or
Lo takir panim b'mishpat.
this is exactly the same, but it's again a shochan. I was sitting on a jury for murder, and the juror, I don't think owned this tie in his life, neither a suit, but of course, he was sitting there with a tie. You think he can kill?
The murderer, you mean.
Yeah. Murderer.
The suspect, the defendant.
But you know, the opposite is true also. The opposite is true also. If he became dressed like a convict, you'd also feel the opposite. You know, that it's a game. That's all a game.
Even today, look at the city politics now. Who wants a mayor to go? The one who wants this, they're running against
She
him.
wants the
He
job.
should be
Brad
fired.
Lavish.
Okay,
Look a second. Everyone knows that before the Chet
Rabbi Prague, you have to look at the time.
Yeah, I'm leaving, but
It's
on
slower.
Friday, I know. Oh.
We're gonna change the
Send-
value.
send
You
the
used it
value.
yesterday.
Shabbat shalom. Thank
Good
you again
job.
for the video. I'm going to.
Oh, good. Stop. Enjoy.
Morning. This is Malav Amalki.
Good. Would you have a good Shabbos? Say hello to the Rebbe.
Which video, Robert?
He sent me a video of first picture. It wasn't from Zalman, of Shach giving shiurim. So brought me back. Then all the Hasidic master, someone was very smart. I'm sure they saw